Hey, welcome or welcome back to the Uncomfortable is Okay podcast. I'm your host, Chris Desmond. This is a show where we help you get better at doing hard things. We're back to the get out of my comfort zone strategies. So strategies that are going to be in the upcoming book that are going to help you get better at doing hard things. So today's strategy is to breathe. So there's nothing complicated about this one, and you'd think that because you've been breathing for your whole life, that you don't actually need to worry about it. But that's not always the case. We're often not aware of how we're breathing and how our breathing is affecting our mental, emotional, and physical states. So what you need to do is you need to slow down. You need to focus on your breath. Try and keep it calm, relax your shoulders, your chest, your neck, your jaw, and your tongue. Breathe deeply and aim to get air all the way down to the base of your lungs, so feeling your belly moving in and out. And you want to feel the bottom of your rib cage moving much more than the top of your rib cage moving. Aim to do this for about 60 seconds. More if you feel that you need it. Less if you are a breathing ninja and you can calm your state down in less than 60 seconds. But something to do if you feel that you need a little bit of extra focus to slow down, then place the two fingers of your left hand on your right radial pulse. So that's the one in your wrist, and just notice your heartbeat, and that often will help calm the breathing down as well and calm your mental state down. So where do you apply the strategy? This strategy is often well used in the moment of discomfort, or ideally just preceding that moment of discomfort. So really try and use it before you're going to start a challenge, have an awkward conversation, go into a networking event, kick the winning goal, or ask that good-looking guy or good-looking gal out. Notice when you're getting stressed out. Just stop and be aware of how many breaths you're taking over the course of a minute. If it's more than about 9 or 10, that probably indicates that you are a little bit stressed out and it's time to slow down. Start your deep, slow breathing until you notice yourself beginning to calm down. The strategy in action. This is from a recent podcast guest, Vanderson Perez, who is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and he's a mindfulness meditation teacher. He uses this strategy very, very frequently. And one of the situations that he uses it in is prior to getting on the mat in BJJ, Vanderson spends some time breathing slowly, breathing deeply. And this just allows him to slow down physically, slow down mentally, slow down emotionally. He becomes more calm and it lowers his anxiety and arousal levels. And calming himself down like this allows him to perform more effectively when he gets on the mat. Operating from a calmer state means that he can focus more deeply on the task at hand, which is not getting his face ground into the floor or getting his arm broken. And this calmer state also means that he's less reactive, which allows him to be more deliberate with his actions during the bout. So why does this work? Slow controlled breathing has been used for millennia to help with mental and physical calming, and it's used clinically to help suppress panic and anxiety attacks. But scientists have recently figured out that a group of neurons in the brainstem, or to be precise, the pre-Botzinger complex, which just sounds awesome, which is a primary breathing rhythm generator. That group of neurons also regulates the balance between our calm and our arousal behaviors. So in other words, altering the rhythm of our breathing creates a direct response in our arousal state because they're both controlled by some of the same neurons in the brain. Science. It's pretty awesome. So if you can modify your arousal state, it greatly reduces your chance of becoming overwhelmed. So if we think about the concept of optimal anxiety, where when you hit optimal anxiety, that is where your performance peaks. But too much arousal, you become overwhelmed and your performance starts to decrease. It starts to come back down after that optimal point. But if with breathing you can shift your arousal state back towards the calm end of the spectrum, it's going to slide you back onto the right side of the optimal anxiety curve, and it's going to help improve your performance and perhaps also give you a little bit more capacity for improvement before you hit that optimal zone. So think a little bit more deeply about breathing and how you utilize it to alter your arousal states, how you utilize it to get out of your comfort zone. If you like the strategy, if you've liked the other strategies, as I said, the Get Out of My Comfort Zone book will be available. Hopefully it is going to be later this year. You can head over, register your pre-interest at getoutofmycomfortzone.com. Pop in your email address. I'll send you through a few strategies. I'll keep you up to date with how the book is progressing when it arrives. I'll make sure that I hook you guys all up with some great deals as well on it. If you found this helpful, make sure to share it out with your mates. Help them get better at doing hard stuff. And I'll see you all here next week. Thanks so much for getting uncomfortable with me today.